Yo, what's up? I'm good, I'm good. How about you? Nice, nice. So I'm gonna prepare for this week here. We do have 10 a.m. news. I think we should wait a bit, especially for the news and how the open range gap is going to behave. We did have a new week opening gap already, lower into the sell side down here. So I'm looking at the sell side down here as a primary target. So this is my main target. But if we go above the new week opening gap here and above the upper quadrant, then I like the buy side. But I'm still bearish here on these, as long as we stay below the new week opening gap. Right, so we have $330 handles. I like the sell set down here, but I might wait for 10 a.m. news. We do have 10 a.m. high impact. So far, we do have on the 1 minute, we have high spin jagged and low spin jagged. So there's nothing yet. And if we trade above the new week opening gap midpoint or upper quadrant before the news, then I like the buy side. Yo, George, what's up? What's up? How are you doing? I still like the rejection here on the new week opening gap, the 8th level, the lower quadrant. And there's another new week opening gap here. But the buy side up here is also very clean. All right, so we have a first presentation here. I don't think we need the seconds time frame yet. Thanks, man. I'm good. I'm good. Thank you. Much appreciated. All right, so we are approaching the open range gap midpoint here already. Also the new week opening gap midpoint. We also have the SMT on the lows. So yeah, we might wait for 10 a.m. And if we trade back into the buy side up here, then we're still ranging on the daily time frame and not going anywhere. So that makes it pretty hard then for the rest of the week. All right, so you can see it's already trading above the opening range gaps, opening range gap midpoint and the new week opening gap midpoint. Yeah, it's Friday's first presentation here. So as long as we stay now below that, I still have a view on trading with the sell side down here. If you can see that. I think my cam is there. So this one down here. These sell sides in here are still my main target. And I like the premium race in here. Yeah, that sell set is quite nice, but you can see how it took sell set several times, and from the new week opening gap, it had one run lower again, and then now we're trading back into inefficiencies and liquidities that are on the opposing side. So that is why we have this huge retracement up back into the range. And it either trades into imbalances or liquidity, and we do have the liquidity here on Sunday, the Sunday Asia session. So that would be the next buy side liquidity target. Or it only trades into imbalances like the new week opening gap again and the first presentation and then rejects. But we cannot tell that right now because we do have 10 a.m. news. So the buy side here is likely the Sunday buy side. I'm gonna study that on the 5 seconds here. If it wants to reach it immediately or have another run to the sell side with a quick CB and then use that as an inversion. I mean, that's still 50 handles, so if we have that. So if you see something like this, a huge candle, you always have the opportunity to go down to the seconds time frame and find something there. This is what I meant. So it's trading lower in here, and if we can base a entry model here on the 5 seconds into the buy side, that would be awesome. Otherwise, I'm going to look at the ES here real quick. It does not have any SMT, and here the same. All right. It left 1 second's buy set in here. I like the busy down here, the 5. If we can reach that. Let's see how it behaves here. If it goes through that immediately, then we're going to wait. Because it's a busy with an order block, that would have been my last discount away in this dealing range. If that makes sense. So yeah, let's tape read it here. Here's a busy. If we have bullish order flow in here and trade above the this kind of block of price action in here, then I like the draw up here. Otherwise, it's too risky. Really. So here's a 5 seconds busy. This busy here, I like that as well. We have another busy down here. So this could also be a market maker buy model. But as I said, if you have a run above this block of price, because why this block of price? Because it's a consolidation right at the middle of the dealing range. From here to here. 50% is here and it has the consolidation. So as soon as we do not have the trade or the run above this, it's kind of risky, like I said. It's always like looking at the right dealing ranges and then compare that to your discount and premium ranges and then where the liquidity is or the consolidations. But there's so much more to it, like finding these pretty much very high probability trades. There's so much more. These are just small things you add into your analysis, into reading price and candle by candle. You can see how this is the low of the dealing range. So if we take this here to here, 50% is right here and it's trading around that right now. If you have this kind of price action, you don't want to scale down to the 1 seconds. Let's see on the 1 minute here. So we have the new week opening gap here as a discount array now. So if it trades into the new week opening gap and then higher above the 5 seconds busy again, then this would be a reclaimed busy to go long on. Because then it also shows that it's not even trading back into the first presentation. Yeah, we do have 10 a.m. news today, and yeah, the new day opening gap. Let me put that on the charts real quick. Day opening gap. Yeah, we do have 2 new day opening gaps here. One inside the new week new day opening gap inside the new week opening gap, and 1 new day opening gap here inside that current price action. But they are fairly small, so I'm working with the new week opening gap and the opening image gap levels. So that is why I'm not toggled it on. Too close to news for comfort could wig both ends. Yeah, I mean, on the seconds time frame, you can still manage to get something, even though it's news within a few minutes. I mean, if you look now on the 5 seconds here, it's setting up sell-side liquidity down here. But due to the price action from today, we might be bullish anyways, and the buy side up here is likely target. Because it did not even reach down into the first presentation again. And the stealing range here, the discount here holds price. And I mean, here on the 1 seconds, you can see we have sell side down here. It trades into that, trades higher. This is similar to what we had on the 5 seconds here. And then you can use the busy here with the breaker as a trading opportunity. So the entry model is fractal. PMI didn't really do anything the other day. Yeah. I mean, we already had a huge run today, so kind of chill. And now it's setting up buy side and sell side. It would be amazing to trade into the sell side right now and then use the new week opening gap as a discount. And from there, start the market buy model into the buy sides. Let's see. Yeah, take it slow. I mean, currently we have tough conditions with war and everything. It pretty much can do whatever it wants. But if you stick to your models and your rules, you simply try to get that one specific high probability trade and then end for the day. Right, so the buy side here is rated. Yeah, we have a macro in a few minutes. But with this huge run higher, I'm probably not going to expect much from the beginning of the macro. Good. I mean, 2.5k on a K account is, you just need one trade, 1% risk, and 2.5 risk to reward. You can get that. There will be something this week, of course. And if you simply wait for time to be your friend, that means if you have perfect conditions before the time you're entering, so let's say it can be any time, 9:30 equity open, it can be London open, it can be Asia session. If you have perfect conditions before that, so liquidity that is not traded to yet, or something that shows that it goes into continuation from a liquidity run, then you can simply trade based on that. It doesn't really matter what session you trade. Yeah, that's no problem. If you don't find anything as high probability, you simply chill. But yeah, you can see, like I said, if we retrace this much and we're retracing back into the open image gap, we might not trade only into that because it's retracing for inefficiencies or liquidities, and the next liquidity would be up here on the Sunday high. Right now it's still hovering around that. I mean, Asia session is kind of straightforward, to be honest, especially with macros. I sometimes trade Asia session. I do have a YouTube video about that. I think several YouTube videos, I think. I also did one with a voiceover. I think that was the one with the voiceover. But there are some Asia session trades I took based on macros. All right, so it's setting up more buy side here with the Sunday high. So we're gonna study the sell side down here in the second time frame. Yeah, Asia is good when you have liquidity that is not traded to yet from the PM session. Or even from the lunch hour. Both are fine. Yeah. I mean, the highs here, they're pretty clean now, similar to the highs up here. So if it's going to leave that intact and trades lower again and below the first presentation, we might see a run into the sell side and leave these intact for later price action. That means like later this week or the following weeks. Let's see if we have ES. Yeah, ES took that high, so that's quite decent. I like that. I like that for a continuation for NQ. And also ES does not have the equal highs up here, the relative equal highs. So we might see continuation from 10 AM in NQ. Based on the SMT inside the new week opening gap. And the buddies might respect these, the smaller one here as well. Let's say for 10 AM, wait for 10 AM, and based on that we can find the Utah swing or continuation pattern. So in NQ, if we break down now into, let's see, the 5. Right, so on the 5 minute we do have, I mean, this huge busy here. We do have the new week opening gap here. We do have the first presentation. So it needs to trade below that to find speed into the sell side. I'm not sure if Michael has anything specific about the seconds time frame. He just opened the topic in recent videos, I think. I think in the last live he did it. He talked about a little bit about the seconds time frame. But I mean, everything is fractal. So if your entry model works on a higher time frame, it does so on the seconds time frame. It just needs to have the right narrative. I also teach the narrative and how to get those quick scalps inside my VIP room. I have many trade breakdowns on that. Yeah, so 1 minute is good enough. Sometimes you have so fast price action that the 1 minute, you might not get anything there. And that might be the reason why you didn't get anything last week. Because the 1 minute is just going straight into one direction. And on the seconds time frame, you can still base an entry with the key levels I use. For example, the new week opening gap, new day opening gap, first presentations. And then find your entry model there without chasing. It still has narrative on the lower time frame. It looks like chasing on the 1 minute or 5 minute, but it's not. Oh, you entered short already. Right before the news. I mean, kind of risky, but okay. But where's your stop loss? Is it just at the equal highs? That would be crazy. If you now entered short and your stop loss is just above this high at the buy side liquidity, it's, for my experience, it's kind of a gamble, even though we have the SFT on the highs. Yeah, I can recommend you just tape read the seconds time frame as much as possible, coupled with the 1 minute and 5 minute. Because if you don't have the PD arrays correctly on the 1 or 5 minute or any key level, then the seconds time frame might be just too confusing. You have to have like structure. Yeah, I mean, shorting now is kind of gambling into the 10 AM news. It can still play out, but I would not do it. You can still spike up into that and then go lower. So into the buy side. And you can see how the beginning of the macro is not doing anything, like I said. So the first 10 minutes. Yeah, I mean, that's already good that you know how price is going to draw or into what levels. That's already the best thing you can learn. Like knowing where it goes as a high probability draw, low resistance liquidity runs. I think everyone should start there before they go into any entry models. Because entry models are everywhere, but to filter it out if it's high probability or low probability is the hardest part. And if you open up yourself into lower time frames, like seconds time frame, you can catch so many good trades. I mean, I did the same last week. So I traded on the 1 seconds and traded on the 5, on the 15 seconds. And everything was based on the narrative from the 1 minute. Even the recent video I made, that was with the voiceover. That was inside the MOC macro. No, not the recent. The video before that. The trades inside the Asia session, where I did 90 handles, that was based on the 1 minute, but executed on the seconds time frame. And the recent video was inside the MOC macro, also based on the 1 minute, and entered on the seconds. All right, so 10 AM news, probably not doing anything from that run before that. So I'm gonna wait for the macro to end. And then if we don't have any movement after that, I might be not interested and wait for the PM session. Even if you are scalping, you might have conditions where you just wait. Waiting is something you have to master, I would say. If you're not patient enough, then even scalping is not for you. The MOC macro is the market on close macro. It is from 3:45 p.m. to 4 p.m. inside the PM session. And I talk about that and teach about that very specifically inside the VIP group. We do have so many examples of the MOC macro, and it's working consistently. For 2 or 3 years now, I'm doing that. If you only paid attention to the 950 to 1010 macro, I mean, macros are working the same. It does not really depend on what session, even though the macros inside the Asia session, they behave the same way as the macros inside the AM session, PM session, London Open, but it has to have narrative, like reading candles before that. It's not only that you enter a macro and then it suddenly moves into something. It's not how it works. All right, so I did not trade into the sell side here, unfortunately. Otherwise, I would have based something on this for long. They're really, really low PA right after the equity open. We might have S&P on the lows, yeah. No, we don't. But I would only base an entry if we trade into the sell side and then use the buy side as a target. Otherwise, I sit on my hands here. Song is going hard, man. So yeah, the buy side up here. Right. So now it's reached into the buy side. I don't know why I don't have any drawings on this chart here on the 1 hour. This is the 1 minute. Okay, now I have. All right. All right, so the buy side is reached. I do like the sell side here. If it runs higher without me and trades above the opening range gap high, then I base an entry on that inside the PM session into the buy side of here. Otherwise, I still like the idea of going lower into the sell sides, and this being the retracement into opposing liquidity and an imbalance. Yeah. Yeah, I cannot see anything here at the moment as well. I mean, it's only Monday, it's the start of the week. Mainly, I use Monday for information for the rest of the week, Tuesday to Friday. In my opinion, if you know what you're doing, then the highest win rate and the highest probability trades, you can find them from Tuesday or even only from Wednesday to Friday. Because with all the information from the current week, it helps you first with the direction, and secondly, it gives you so much more of a feeling for the current week. Yeah, Forex is dead, man. Forex is very dead. But we had some nice things in Forex inside the VIP group. UCCAT, we studied this move to the downside here into the sell sides down here. So there was 500 pips from up here, and we had that beforehand. And right now it's just ranging around. I mean, if you look at EURUSD, it's very, very going to sideways here. Nothing to do here. I mean, similar to indices, right? Yeah, I would not look at the shifts there on the UUSD or something right now. I mean, you can go into that and study it like crazy, but I'm not into it. So I have no idea how Forex is trading right now. I'm more focused on indices, especially Nasdaq, for almost 3 years now. I sometimes find these kind of day trades, or not mega trades, but I mean similar to them, finding 500 pips or 1000 pips, like USDCAT. Then I definitely share that inside the VIP group, but if there's nothing, then I won't. All right, so I might end the stream here. It did not give us the entry from the sell side liquidity here into the buy side. That would have been a great study here, because then it would have traded into the new week opening gap as a discount array, and do not reach the first presentation at all. So that would have been bullish. And then from there, have the market start to shift on the lower time frames. That would have been the only thing I would take in the AM session. So right now, we do have the buy side up here, so be aware of that if you trade above the open range gap high. Otherwise, you might range in this open range gap and see a drop into the sell sides later this week. I still like that, the sell sides. So you can see that here. The sell sides down here, especially if you look on the 4-hour chart here, this down here. But we're still trading in the daily chart, so it can reach into buy sides as well. It's kind of 50-50. We're ranging since October. So that's a long time. So be nimble, stay safe, and try to not overtrade. That is what I can recommend. If you find something, you find something. If not, that's fine. Yeah, I looked something in the PM session either for the buy side or for the sell side, or I mean not for the sell side today, probably it's too far away. But this sell side down here, this could be a candidate for lunch hour or PM session. Otherwise, we might have just look out for a run back into the first presentation. That can also be possible. It really depends on how the lunch hour is going to trade. And I'm not going to engage in the lunch hour. Maybe I can find something based on a macro into the sell side here into the first presentation, but I'm not expecting a full run into the sell sides now. Yeah, thank you, man. God bless. So I'm going to dip. I will be active in the VIP group for the PM session and lunch hour if I find something there and if something is going to occur. Otherwise, I will be back tomorrow in the AM session, and let's see if we have any news. We do have no news in USD, but we do have news on Wednesday and then on Friday NFP. So this is an NFP week. So let's see how it goes. It might easily go into the buy side and then from there drop into the sell sides. I wish you all a great day and stay safe.